Am I the a-hole for calling my daughter out for breaking the pinky promise marriage pledge? I am an incredibly devout Christian woman with what I thought was an equally committed Christian daughter that is 28. I was proud of her for so long. She is a physical therapist, a youth leader, and preached the importance of following the word of Christ her whole life. She has started seeing a new man her age that seemed very wholesome when I first met him. When she was in college, the Pinky Promise movement was founded. This movement was started by spiritual leader Heather Lindsay and relies on the premise of absolute abstinence until marriage. The goal is to help both Christians honor God through their bodies and refrain from premarital kissing, fornication, pornography, and other acts of sexual expression outside the blessing of marriage. I got my daughter to take this pledge. She was hesitant, but ultimately agreed. I thought she would live up to this pledge, until I overheard her talking to her cousin this Christmas about the man she has been seeing. My daughter made a comment about how the sex was mind-blowing, which left me stunned. I assume she said this because she was embarrassed to admit to her cousin that she was a virgin still, since that is sadly uncommon in this day and age and a source for peer pressure even among adults. I talked to my daughter about it on New Year's. She had a little more wine than normal, so she spoke more forcefully than I expected. She confirmed that they were indeed having sex. I was heartbroken and just told her that she just broke her pinky promise pledge and that it wasn't right to be engaging in sexual behavior before marriage. I could have forgiven kissing as it might be unrealistic to expect everyone to live up to Heather Lindsay's standard of spiritual purity. But sex was something else. My daughter just lost her temper and told me that she had been having sex since she was 17 years old. She said that the pinky promise was a ridiculous cult-like idea, and that she didn't feel she was a bad Christian for drinking, having sex, or joining a sorority when she was in college. I didn't know about any of this except for the occasional glass of wine. I felt stunned and shocked that my daughter had lied to me for years about everything. I said this and she said that it didn't matter what I thought. She called me a slew of hurtful names, including judgmental, controlling, and a couple expletives. I asked our pastor to reach out and tell her sex is a gift that should only be shared between a married couple, but he said it was not his place unless she reached out. I feel like the two of them are ganging up on me, because he told me in nicer terms to stop passing judgment. I tried speaking to her boyfriend as well about not having sex, but my daughter just got even madder after and told me to never call her again. Was I wrong to confront her like this? Should I have waited for her to rediscover Christ's path on her own? And now for some comments. You have got to be trolling. Yes, you are the a-hole. Your daughter is a grown woman and purity pledges are harmful and cult-like. I'm glad your pastor had the good sense to remind you that your daughter has bodily autonomy and it was neither his place nor yours to make judgment on her sex life. You are the a-hole. So it seems like you have been an overbearing religious parent her entire life. Pressured her into making a dumb pledge. Got pissed when she admitted she hadn't followed it. Then tried to pressure a pastor into shaming her, and then accused him of ganging up with her on you when he said no. And then you tried to reach out a man you didn't know to try and tell him what to do in his private life, as well as try and make him take away your daughter's choice to have sex or not. You haven't overstepped boundaries. You strapped yourself to a rocket and shot your side as far past them as possible. I refuse to believe that there is a pinky promise marriage pledge movement for the sake of my own sanity. But alas, you are the a-hole. If this is real, at least she's at a stage in her life where you can't pull the rug from under her. Speaking as someone who signed a purity promise at 15, the resentment is a lot of the reason I lost my virginity the next year. Not the greatest decision, but nothing bad happened luckily. These programs cause more harm than good emo. You are absolutely the asshole, without a moment's hesitation. Holy shit, go to therapy. You're a controlling narcissist that thinks you can control your adult daughter and what she does with her own body. She is 28 years old, it's none of your business what she does in her relationships, including her relationship with God. Something I would really like to point out to you is your own hypocrisy. Christianity is a religion of forgiveness, yet you can't even forgive your own daughter for living her own life.